Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I pulled in expert accountant Timur from Awesome Accountants to be able to share his top tips around accounting for your Amazon business during a busy period like this Q4. Whilst making sales on Amazon is by far the most exciting thing, one thing I think a lot of people do forget is that accounting needs to be considered at all times, because at the end of the day, if your accounts are in a good place, you are able to grow your business, and Timur is going to share some top tips around that today. So if that is something that you are looking forward to, if that's something you're interested in getting ahead with your accounting so that you can focus more on making sales during this busy period, then hit a like on this video down below and let's get into it. Okay, so when I was chatting to Timur the other evening, one of the first things that I asked him was, Timur, can you give me 3 things that every single Amazon seller should know when it comes to accounting for their business during a period like Q4? Here's what he had to say.
So for Amazon, it's understanding the industry itself and how it actually works. Now, I have got a few examples where my clients are doing great in terms of their e-commerce business and doing really great sales on Amazon, but they're losing out on a lot on actual cash because they don't understand certain things and how they work. So, for example, if you're getting goods from China, there are 2 ways to get it: either DDP or DAP, right? DDP is where you pay your suppliers everything and they get all of the goods into your Amazon warehouse or your own warehouse without having you to pay any duty or do any custom declaration. It's really good, it's simple, and you don't have to do anything, but you're losing out on a bit of a cash there because you are not able to claim the 20% import VAT that you could have if you were doing DAP. As I said, on the other side, DAP is slightly more with hassles, and it has more stuff to do, customs declaration and claiming VAT and stuff, but it saves you 20% on your import VAT. So this is just an example to show how Amazon can work in a very different way for different people. So you need to understand your exact value chain and at what point you can save money or not. So for my second tip, I think this dials down to again how you manage your books. So it's about fluctuating your prices, right? Amazon is very competitive. You introduce a product, a few days later, someone is, introducing the same product. Until unless you have really good ratings, it's really hard to compete. And at these stages, you need to know how much you can fluctuate your prices and before making a loss. What is your margins and how long can you reduce your margins before making a loss? Bookkeeping helps you do that. If you look at your profit loss statements, you can see your gross profit margins, which shows you exactly how much margin you're making and can you tweak that margin and use that to fluctuate your pricing. Without this, fluctuating prices can actually give you a big loss. You might be doing good, but if you're not making any money, what's the point? So bookkeeping will help you consistently following your cost. And if there's any change, share alarms and help you navigate that. And the last one is understanding the cash flow and how it actually works on Amazon, especially Q4 is really important for your cash basis. How much can you actually buy to sell? How much of the season can you actually avail? And will you still have enough cash left on Q1? Now, a lot of people misunderstand the actual cash flow system on Amazon, but in simple terms, if you make a sale today, until unless it's delivered, 7 days from the delivery, you get your money available, and 14 days after, the next payout after that is when you get the money. So it can take a long time to actually get the cash in, but your system will already show you sales and profits. So you need to be really careful that your profits are not the money in your bank account. Amazon takes their time and it's complicated. So manage that, understand that, forecast that, and based on that, use your cash to buy goods, to compete with other people and plan ahead. The top 10 reasons of business to fail, one of them is cash. So you need to be really careful with cash, and with Amazon more so because different platforms work in different ways, like next day payout on eBay and Shopify. Amazon works in a very big gap. So just understand that, and that would be my last tip.
Okay, so there's a couple of things right there that every Amazon seller should know when it comes to accounting for their business during a busy period like Q4. However, one thing that we all struggle with in terms of running our businesses is finding ways to actually save time. And I know for me, when I first got started out in terms of my Amazon business, one of the big tasks that took up so much of my time was actually doing my accounting. This was happening with my Amazon accounting, it was happening with my YouTube accounting as well. And there was a couple of things that I did that just changed the game a little bit for me, and it actually helped me save so much time in terms of the tasks that I was actually doing throughout the week. And I've basically said to Timur, can you give me 3 different ways that you can actually save time in terms of your accounting during a busy period like Q4? This is what he had to say.
Thank you. So let's start with the tip number 1. So the first thing is the automation. Now, e-commerce is a well-built industry now. There are so many key players that are creating this whole ecosystem which automates the whole process. So as an example, you make a sale on Amazon. The way Amazon has made this system is that anyone can log into their system, download the information in a way that suits your needs, and then goes into your accounting software. So there are 2 ways to do it. As I just mentioned, the automation, and there's so many people doing it. We are doing it. We are doing it on a different level by combining all of your sales channel, not only just Amazon. But what it does is take the hassle of you to download reports, download VAT report, download inventory report, and mixing them all together in an Excel sheet and then post it in your accounting. With the automations, you wouldn't need to do any of that. Similarly, on the purchase side, there are so many softwares out there, especially Awesome, that helps you automate the whole process on this end as well. So you don't have to worry about printing all your invoices, filing them up in ABCD order. You literally share those with us through app, through pictures, and we do the rest. So my first and most important tip would be to use those automations. Initially, they might look like they're slightly expensive, but trust me, you can get these services like with us for £40 a month, £45 a month. Use these, automate your processes, and then just focus on your core business and your strategy, your marketing, your products, and leave all of this out. So second tip is outsourcing, which links to the first tip, which is using those automations. But even with automation, there are 2 ways to do it. Either you try to understand how those automations work and do it yourself in-house, or you outsource that to a specialist who actually knows how these work. And if there are errors, because it's still in a very early stage, someone knows how to pick those errors and fix those. Again, Amazon business is a lot similar to any normal trading business. Right? People, for some reason, think that it's an e-commerce business. It must be much easier than doing an actual business. Amazon is an actual business. You're spending money, you're taking money out. So you need to focus a lot on many different things. Your sales, your products, your suppliers relationship. So you need to take some of it and outsource it to someone who knows it better and is a lot more cheaper. Just think of the hours that you put in and how much would you charge your company for your hours. And if outsourcing is cheaper than that, which it will be, that will save you a lot of time. And again, remember, outsources to specialists who understand this and who knows how it works. And the last tip on saving time is start with your finances. Now, a lot of people, when they start, especially on e-commerce, the first focus is get the right product, get the right suppliers, get the right marketing tools, listen to influencers on how to promote your product. And all of that is great because that's what you need to grow. But you need a starting point, and you need to know where you need to be and how to achieve that. So there's a really good term in accountancy and finance called planning gap. Use that. The way it works is that on day 1, you will plan, forecast, budget for next 6 months or 12 months, how much you expect the sales to be, how much you expect the expenses to be, and what your net profit would look like, and how to reinvest those. Now, once you have done this, you don't need to do it again and again because you started with it. And all you need to do is, with consistent bookkeeping, change it and see how it's differing. You plan something and you are there. What is the gap between it? Fix that planning gap and get yourself to the stage that where you want it to be. So the last tip is to start with the finances, understand your business before you actually jump into it, and then work towards it rather than just jumping blind.
Okay, so I hope you found those tips useful. Now, as I mentioned at the start, Tamir is actually the senior accountant over at Awesome, who are actually the accountants that I use for my Amazon business. And what they are actually offering right now is a free consultation for any seller that is interested in taking up their service, or maybe if they just wanted some free tips around their accounting. And whilst it would be good for me to try and explain the different benefits of their service, I think Tamir is the main person to do that. So for one more time, Tamir, take it away.
So look, Awesome is an e-commerce specialist accounting firm. What they do is automate the whole process and your whole journey. So from your first sale to your all the expenses and how your prices are fluctuating, how well are you doing into the net profits, all of that is being automated. And we are further creating more automations by combining all of your selling platforms, not just Amazon, and producing one platform and one report for you. So in short, we are a technology company that is focusing on e-commerce industry and are trying to automate this whole industry and creating that ecosystem. Like, just to give you an example, we're not only available in UK, but in Europe, Hong Kong, Singapore, and we can help you with majority of the countries around in terms of bookkeeping and accounting with the countries that I mentioned. So our aim, our mission is to help you focus on the business and leave the paperwork to us and produce reporting that can help you make those business decisions. And people like me spend a lot of time in researching it rather than doing the actual bookkeeping, because all of the bookkeeping is automated. So that's what we are. And if you are watching this and if you would like to book a consultation and try our services, anyone joining this link will get £100 off, which they can use for different reasons. And you can book a consultation in. If you're struggling with EU VAT, if you're struggling understanding how Amazon works, even if you're struggling, how your current accountant is doing things, you can always have a chat with us because we specialize in this area.
So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, I just want to say a big thank you to Tamir for coming on and answering some of these questions and giving his tips whilst he was actually, in fact, extremely ill. So once again, thank you, Tamir, so much for popping on. I hope you found this video useful, guys. If you did, drop it a like down below. Maybe leave us a comment with any questions that you want Awesome to answer, and I'm sure they will in the comment section down below. But having said that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.